Sweet. So here we have the link checker extension that we've developed for Chrome. So all it is it is a verifier for the HTTPS certification or SSL certificate for a given website. So all it is really is just a reaffirmation of the existing HTTPS protocol, but with better visualization for users so that it's far more apparent whether or not a website is secure. So for example, given that this is the official NAB website, the link checker, and I'll even use the Omnibox to show you this, but you can see that there are no notifications being shown because there is actually a secure connection to the website. This is without any edits to the host file or any DNS spoofing, cache poisoning occurring. And then to contrast this, I will go over. Okay guys, so for the next part of this demonstration, I'm just going to be showing you without the extension enabled what would happen if you visited a website such as NAB, but it had been poisoned. So for the demonstration, I've made it quite clear that this is not the actual NAB website, as surprised as you might be, but this is just to accentuate right now that this is the dummy website. And essentially, as you can see, it has the same URL as the actual NAB website. So given that a website's source code and CSS files are accessible online, a farmer can actually easily imitate the instance of another website through their own malware they've designed that edits the host file and redirects website requests to a website of their design, and then can obviously grab credentials, as I've wrote here, and use these credentials against the user in a potentially malicious way. So for the design of our program, we look to address this by identifying directly through the URL what the problem is. Cool. So I've just accessed the NAB site again, and as you saw, there was actually a notification on the bottom right of my screen. I will rerun that in the Omnibox so you guys can see what that actually looked like. Essentially, it is a push notification notifying the user upon accessing the website. It will check the URL and identify whether or not the HTTPS protocol is active. The reason this is so important is because it verifies that the author of a domain or website actually owns that domain and isn't piggybacking this domain and utilizing it in a malicious way to extract information. So instantly, as I use this website, the notification appears. It tells me that there's potential farming detected. There is no SSL associated with the website of use, and especially for someone who is using NAB a lot, you would expect a website of NAB's quality to have an SSL, as it is a website that takes valuable information. So essentially what this does is, in the event that I had a much more defined and I was trying to imitate NAB much more closely with a dummy website, what the actual checker will do will identify to me that despite the similarity in appearance, this website shouldn't be trusted, as it is not an HTTP secure website. And before actually utilizing this website and giving credentials to it, I should try and check my hosts file and see if there's been any manipulation done that is causing the rerouting. So this is a fairly simple solution, and it is why we have more than one solution. But as another monitoring approach past the preventative stage, we can actually use this as a small approach to defer the effects of farming and actually make sure you're able to use the internet a lot safer and a lot more securely.
As an admin account, I have pseudo privileges on links, meaning I can edit the host file however I see fit, adding in domain names I want to resolve to a certain IP address. But this also means any malware that runs on my account can also do the same thing, except they will be adding in the domain name of a trusted website and the IP address of a Pharming web server. So if the DNS cache is cleared over time or by the malware, we will find ourselves on the Pharming website. Notice it is only HTTP because it does not have the SSL certificate that the legitimate website has, and we got there even from a bookmark. If malware runs on an admin account with pseudo privileges, they can circumvent most measures to protect the host file. Hence, our team has created a shell script as a last line of defense, monitoring changes to EDC hosts and reporting the changes made. To do this, we made use of the iNotify package as well as the diff command. To install iNotify, you need to run these two commands, sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get install iNotify tools. Once you've done that, you'll be able to run this file. And here you can see it saves a version of EDC hosts to compare later. We start monitoring the EDC directory. We're looking for changes such as modify, move to, or create. And when that occurs on the host file, we want to trigger the diff command so that we can see what changes were made by an attacker. You can see it's watching the directory and the host file. And when the malware runs and tries to change the file, you can see that it has detected it. Possible Pharming attack detected, EDC host file has been changed. And here we can see that this line has been added with the Pharming IP, as well as the trusted domain name that it is trying to impersonate. Hence, we may not have been able to prevent it, but we are able to notify our user before they fall prey to a Pharming attack.